Hey everyone, this is the first video of my series of origin making, and in this video I'm going to be making a simple origin that inflicts poison on whatever you hit, has 2 extra hearts and looks a little bit greener. So let's begin. To make an origin, the minimum amount of mods required to make the origin are Origins, Fabric API, and Fabric. You also need a text editor, which you can use any of the ones provided online, but I personally use Sublime Text Editor. To make your origin, first you need a Minecraft world, so let's quickly make that. Choose any origin for now, as we'll change later, and then let the world reload, and then just close that for now. Then, in the Windows search bar, type in run. Inside of run, type in %app.percentage, click OK, then go to .minecraft, saves the world that you created, and data packs. Here you're going to make your data pack. So go into the origin server and then type in template, !template, and it will link you to the template made by Candy Cane Kazoo used for making origins. So I'll just put this in here and extract into a folder, delete the zip file and name the folder whatever I want. So I'll call it fungal origins because I'm making a fungus origin. So there will be the data folder and the pack.mcmeta. Just go into pack.mcmeta, change your description to whatever you want. I'll just change it to high, and that's it. Then you can go into data, delete the readme. There will be the origins folder, which just adds your origin to the game, and then pack name, which is where all your powers, etc., are going to be stored. So just name this to something simple and descriptive. So I'll just name it fungal. Inside of fungal, there's going to be origins and powers. So we'll make a power first and then go on to origins. So inside of the powers, let's rename this file to what our power will be, which will be poison. So it inflicts poison whenever I touch something. And to make the power, we'll type in, like this guy has does, !wiki, and then open the wiki. So inside of the wiki, we're going to be searching for the power that we need, and this is going to be called action on hit. So let's click enter, click the first one, which is the one that I'm looking for, and then just copy the power from there. So we'll minimize this and this as well. Go into the power and paste this. So there's first the power type, then the entity action, which means that an action is going to be applied if possible to an entity. Entities are basically mobs, players, item frames, etc. So the effect, I'm going to be changing this to poison, and I spelled that wrong. Always check for spelling errors. Then there's going to be the amplifier, which is going to be set to 0 because 0 means 1 in origins mod. Then duration, which is in ticks, so 20 ticks equals to 1 second, so 100 ticks equals to 5 seconds. I'm going to be setting cooldown to the same as well. Then the HUD render, which is the bar that pops up that shows the cooldown, you can set it to true or false. And then there's the bar index, which is basically the icon and the color of the bar. I'll set it to 8 because I like it, and if you want to see the bars, you can just go into the wiki and type in bar index, go search this, go to resource bars, click link, and these are all the base ones that are provided by the origins mod. Now what we'll do is add this power to our origin as well as edit our origins file. So let's rename this to mossy fungal and then go inside here. Then there will be the powers, the icon, the order on which when it's going to be appearing when choosing, the impact, which is between 0 and 3, the name and description. So in the powers, first you're going to write the pack name, which for me was fungal, and the power file name, which is poison. Then there's going to be icon, which I'm going to set to wine. Then the name, which I'm just going to set to mossy fungal, and then the description, which is just fungal. I'll set it to something simple like fungal of moss, and save this. So this is our origins file done. and then we'll go back into the data folder, then go into origins, origin layer, origin.json, and then type in the pack name here, which was fungal, and then the origin name, which I set to mossy fungal. So let's save this, and that's basically it. So let's go into the world, do /reload, give ourselves an orb, and then go find our origin. So it's going to be here, fungal of moss, and this is a little weird, but I'll fix this in a second. So now we have chosen our origin, as you can see by pressing O, and now when we hit an horse or any mob, you can see that it gets affected with poison, and you can also see the cooldown bar in the above my inventory slots. So now you want to fix this mess. So for that, you go back into the fungal, and for 1 minute I'm just going to change the impact to 2, because that's an impact to origin. Anyways, we'll go to powers, then poison, and then in the second last one, in the second last bracket, which is before the closing one for the entire file, we'll add a comma and then type in the name and description. This is not always there for all powers, and when the time comes, I'll explain what to do if this is not there. So we'll just add the name. Oh yeah, before that, one more thing. This is just to close this, so that's why it's here. So the name, I'll just type in poison touch, and the description will be you inflict poison, and save this. Then go back into the world, do /reload, it reloads, then select human, and then select our origin again. So let's go back, and you can see now poison touch is in a presentable way. So now we'll make another power, which will make it so that I have 2 extra hearts. So let's create a new text document and name it from new document to .txt to hearts.json. Actually, no, I'm going to name it health.json. And if it doesn't show your file extensions, you can just go to view tab up here and then enable file extensions. So inside of health.json, we're going to go into the wiki and search for attribute, because that's what we're modifying. Attributes are basically your health, attack speed, block reach, etc. So we'll copy the example from here, paste this in here, and I'll just remove the name. So there's the type, then there's the modifier, so what we're going to modify, then the attribute, so what attribute are we going to modify? It's health, so we're going to be writing Minecraft generic.max health, then the value of how much you're going to be changing it, and then there's the operation. Operation can be addition, which just adds the value to whatever the base value is. Then there's the multiply total, which just multiplies the value with the total amount of the base value. And then there's the multiply base, which affects the base value. So multiply total can work on all the entire value, but multiply base will work on the value that's currently the base. So I'll just use addition because I just want to add 2 hearts, and then just add a comma here and add the name and description. So the name, I'll add health, and the description, which will be more hearts, and save this. Now we'll go into our origin and then add this power. So add a comma after the first power, then the pack name, colon, and the name of the file, which was for me health, and then save this. Then go back into the world, do /reload, wait for it to reload, then select human and go back, select your origin, so build more hearts. And now if I select this and go to game mode survival, you can see that I have 2 extra hearts on top of my 10 hearts. So that's that. And now one last ability that I'm going to be adding is an ability that makes my skin a little bit greener. So let's go back into powers and create a new JSON file, which we'll name to skin.json. And inside here, we'll change the color. So we'll type in color on the wiki, then selecting the power, and then copying the example to here. So this is the model color. Then there's red, green, and there's also blue, which is going to be this. And there's alpha. So alpha means how transparent your skin is. So the lower you set it, so like if you set it to 0, your skin will be invisible, and if you set it to 1, it will be normal. Then the values for all these values, they are between 0 and 1. So I'll set red to 0.8, green to 1, and blue to 0.8. So green is higher than red and blue. So now you can see that there is no second last bracket. So for that, you add a comma after alpha, and then just add the name and description. So I'll just add skin and the description, which is going to be greener, and save this. Now, if you're wondering, right? So the color picker on Chrome is in between around 255 and 0. So how do you apply that to here? So, well, you open the calculator, and for example, the red value here is 219. So I'll just add 219 and divide it by 255, and the resulting value is the one that I'll use. So now that our power is added, no, the power is made, we'll just add it to our origin, then do as the same as the last ones, fungal skin, save this, go into the world, do /reload, you know the drill, select human, and then select our origin, which you can see the skin ability is now here. And if I go to F5 mode, you can see my skin is a bit greener. And that is basically it for this video. I am going to be making more powers, explaining sub-origins and everything else in more videos to come. But anyways, if you found this video helpful, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.